It's 11:20 with Britain's News on GB News with Andrew Pearce and Bev Turner.
Now, if you watched yesterday, you would have seen the steam coming out of mine and Andrew's ears. We talked about the fact that one of the UK's longest-running Christmas markets has been cancelled by the Labour Council. It's in Lincoln. It was deemed a safety risk.
Well, we're delighted to say in the studio with us is the Conservative MP for Lincoln, Carl McCartney. Steam been coming out of your ears ever since they banned it. Just take us through what this idiot council have done.
Well, back in February of this year, they announced without any previous even hint that they were thinking of not running a Christmas market. They just announced carte blanche that it was ended forever. Not just that we're going to take a year out to reorganise and make it safer, because that's the shield that they seem to be hiding behind. But the local police chief constable had a conversation with me and was happy to send me an email saying they have no problems with a Christmas market being run. An event like that can be managed properly. That sort of number of people can come into Lincoln and be very safely
and the reason they cancelled it, Carl, was because they decided last year there were too many people there. It was a victim of its own success.
That's what they claim, but many of us think that's just a poor excuse for a reason for cutting the Christmas market.
But were there problems last year?
There were a few problems with overcrowding, but not things that were insurmountable.
Like ambulances queued up round the block?
No, there weren't. People just felt uncomfortable, and it was crowded at times. It even was on the Thursday night when it opened.
Isn't that good? What's wrong with that?
Well, we want to see. Ultimately, the Christmas market brought It brought lots of people into Lincoln. Yeah. It was a great window on a beautiful city, which I have the honour and privilege of representing.
How many police were there last year?
Not as many as in previous years, and they're obviously the professionals. And so,
why? What do you mean?
Well, I think the police have training in crowd management and control, and I think the conversation I had with the Chief Constable and the Police and Crime Commissioner, who both agree that a Christmas market could safely take place in Lincoln, with those numbers, it will be manageable, and actually it previously has been. So last year were good numbers, 320,000 people visited Lincoln, but previously... 320,000 over 4 days.
Amazing.
But previously, there's been 2 years where we've had even more visitors than that, and there weren't the problems that the Labour City Council have put up, that the reason why they've cancelled the Christmas market.
So that must be millions of pounds coming into Lincoln City.
At least 15 million. And not just Lincoln City.
Amazing.
That's also the county of Lincolnshire, because it was a window on Lincoln, but also the gateway to Lincolnshire. And so all those visitors who came in for the Christmas market saw what a beautiful city we have. It's an ideal situation. You've got a beautiful cathedral, perhaps I said worth 2 of everybody else's cathedrals. It is a beautiful...
It is stunning.
Beautiful range. Right next to the castle. You've got Castle Square in between. The castle's got one of the 4 copies of the Magna Carta in. Lincoln's got lots of things going for it, and you can't pay for that sort of advertising.
No.
So what reason have the council given? They're just saying, we're just keeping you safe. That old trope that we're getting very used to now, aren't it? It's our responsibility to keep you safe. We're going to decide for you. Am I right in thinking that the mayor of the region, is he called Biff Bean?
Well, mayor of the city of Lincoln.
The city.
Very traditional position.
So Biff, who's Biff the market, did he go to any overseas markets this year?
One of the reasons we have the Christmas market in Lincoln, it celebrated its 40th year last year, one of the first Christmas markets in the country. We have a twinning arrangement with Neustadt in Germany, which is where the idea of a Christmas market came from. And it turns out that actually, having voted last Tuesday once again to keep the Christmas market cancelled, as all the Labour councillors did, and Biff Bean is a Labour councillor, he then enjoyed the Christmas market, joie de vivre, if you like, over in Neustadt at the weekend.
Presumably the local ratepayer, taxpayer, paid his airfare on the Twitter.
I don't think he paid for it, but I think there's a duality, whereas when the Neustadt
you can go and enjoy the Neustadt Christmas market, but votes to deny it.
Exactly.
What are the traders thinking, Carl? Because this must be a big blow for them.
To a man and woman not happy. Many of those who have shops, etc., do very well in that first week in December, but they also take stores. The City Council charge people up to £4,500 for a stall over those 4 days, because those stores do make a lot of money. With that amount of footfall, you can't fail to, unless you're really bad at selling things,
hitting
to make
own revenue.
Well, indeed, but those stallholders, as I say, were also business owners in Lincoln. Lots of other charities, etc., also had stalls.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, because I could talk to you all day about this, but am I right in thinking these councillors just can't be bothered? Does this affect the revenue they get? Does this affect their job? If they just thought, I'd quite like a quiet Christmas, I can't be bothered with dealing with this?
Some might say that, I believe.
I would say that.
Their allowances don't get affected at all. The senior officers at the City Council, I'm sure, they won't be taking a pay cut through not having a Christmas market, or their pensions won't be affected. But actually, all the businesses who pay business rates, all the council taxpayers in Lincoln who pay their council tax, will not have the benefit and the enjoyment of a Christmas market at this point. My reason for sitting here now and with the media campaign that I'm running, along with many other people, is to bring the Christmas market back for next year, for December 2024.
Because they've actually said it's banned for good.
Yeah, and I've had communication from those who are in very senior positions who basically said, the Labour council said, you are to do nothing in the next 4 to 5 years that in any way promotes or allows or permits a Christmas market to take place.
We've got to read a statement, and we'll get you to respond to it, Carl. This is from Councillor Rick Metcalfe. You'll know him. He's the leader of the City of Lincoln Council, Labour, of course. He said, we understand some people's disappointment. Lincoln Christmas Market is no more. The decision was announced 9 months ago on the basis we could not continue delivering an event that had been deemed a significant risk to public safety.
He goes on to say, Lincoln at Christmas remains a stunning place to visit, with lights all across the city centre, our new ice trail and traditional festivities taking place this weekend. What's he not telling us there, Carl?
He's not telling us the truth, is he? They just took the easy option. It's easier not to do something than to do something. And my view is actually those people who pay their taxes in Lincoln have enjoyed a Christmas market. Yeah. There is no reason. And yes, I understand you can use safety issues as a shield, if you like, for your decision. But actually, anything can be mitigated. Everything can be planned for, and things can be done that would make it a safer environment.
Go and have a wristband. So you go on the Thursday, you go on the Friday. Yeah. There's just no.
There are those options,
but the local people.
They were given an easy out last week. The Labour councillors, they were said not to have definitely a Christmas market, just to have a conversation about all those different options. As you say, ticketed areas, maybe actually have it over a longer period of time, maybe 2 weekends rather than one. All those different things you could do, but they just carte blanche do not want to even engage in that conversation.
As well. It's kids, right, who love a Christmas market. This is the memories they're making. It's the elderly who may not have that many more Christmases ahead of them and want to go and have a mulled wine with the grandchildren in the square.
This is also going to drive local people to other towns.
Well, yeah, there's lots of other towns. My colleagues in Doncaster said they've been trying to have a Christmas market in Doncaster for years. Obviously, you've got York, not too far away, Leeds, Manchester, Nottingham. Everywhere would like to have what Lincoln had. Yeah. And Lincoln just decided to throw that all out. The Labour city councillors did. Right. You know, everybody in Lincoln loves Christmas. It just seems that the Labour city councillors don't.
Are they also playing politics a bit at the moment, do you think, Carl? Could it be that the Labour councillors are going, you know what, let's just make everyone just hate this country. It's just going to be miserable. We're going to have a rubbish Christmas. And then when it comes to the election next year, they're all going to think, right, we're going to vote for Labour because look how miserable our Tory-run country is.
Potentially, but I'm not going to let them do that. I'm a proud Member of Parliament for Lincoln. I love the city. It's very like Chester, where I did a lot of my growing up. And I see my job as the Member of Parliament, and actually most members of Parliament should do the same, is to promote the city, the area, the constituency that you represent. So I do my best to bang the drum for Lincoln, but the Labour City Council has decided to cut my legs off.